Moving on to this next section, if people have questions, please keep it with you so that we can take it up once we're done with the whole presentation. So my second section is confronting the cancer. You must have guessed, a lot of you probably would have had a peek into the next slide as well, and it is none other than TikTok. Uh, One of the most downloaded apps in 2019, one of the most talked about apps of late. इसके बारे में डिस्कशन हर जगह हो रही है. YouTube versus TikTok is trending right now. Bring Carrie Minati's video back is trending right now on Twitter, and a lot of controversies are circulating around this particular application, Chinese application. But we are not here to like talk about why we should troll this app or the uses of this app. This app brings in a lot of problems with itself, and we are here to discuss those problems. We're here to discuss the integrity issues. So you can read the privacy policies of TikTok. It does not need any introduction what TikTok is. A lot of you know what TikTok is. It's a video making Android application wherein you can lip sync to music videos, to music playing in the background, and create effects, slow motion, and all those rewind effects, so that your video looks cool and you get to get some fame or popularity. This is the whole idea of TikTok, and a lot of Indians use it. It's one of the most downloaded apps in India in 2019 from the Play Store. It was one of the most downloaded apps in the US in 2019 as well. So a lot of controversy has sparked up of late. One would be because of the security issues, and the other one was because a particular TikToker called out on YouTubers and said that TikTokers make more engaging content than YouTubers. So we're not going to talk about the second part, but the first part is really essential. It's quintessential for us to understand because it directly affects us. Okay. So you can go to the TikTok's website, read the terms and conditions. All these pointers that I have listed over here, I have fetched from the TikTok website. They keep the information about the device you use to access the platform. So if you are a Xiaomi, Redmi Note 5 user, so they keep the device model, they keep the device kernel, the operating system you're on, the IP address, the location, everything about the device. They store the information. They use unique device identifiers, UDI. They store this, the model of the device, your mobile carrier. If you are using a Geo SIM or an Airtel SIM or BSNL, they keep information about these as well. Your time zone settings, screen resolution, operating system, other apps. So if you are a TikTok user, TikTok will also collect the applications you are using in your phone. So if you are using an SDFC Bank application, if you're using uh, WhatsApp, Hike, Twitter, whatever applications is there in the phone, whatever videos you're keeping, whatever images you're keeping, it keeps a store of all this as well. And here comes the most interesting part. It records keystroke patterns. So if this is bringing some sort of confusion, let me clear it out for you. So keystroke pattern is whatever you type on your screen, that will be recorded. Okay, so if you have, let's say, I am an SDFC Bank user, I have an SDFC app installed in my phone. I open the app, I type the pin to access the app. TikTok will record that pin. It may not record it directly, but it will record the pattern in which I'm typing the pin. If I am using Google Pay or Phone Pay and I want to do a transaction, before doing the transaction, you have to put the UPI pin, right? UPI 4 digit or 6 digit, depending on the bank you use. You have to enter the pin, and only after entering the pin, the transaction will take place. So what it will do is it will record that pin, record that keystroke pattern before the transaction takes place. So everything, the keystroke patterns, the rhythms, the messages you send to people on WhatsApp, the messages you send to people on TikTok, the messages you receive from people on WhatsApp, on Hike, on Facebook Messenger, on Facebook, on Twitter, all of this are recorded and sent to Beijing. So that is why it is the title is TikTok and the knock. So why is it and the knock? It is because you give permission to TikTok to access all of this and store all of this. So before installing the app, they ask permission for this. You say yes to all of them, and they record all of this. So it is obligatory on the part of Chinese application makers, Chinese companies, to sell or not to sell, to provide user confidential information to Beijing. And this is being done by all the Chinese apps. See, what people do on TikTok is not really the thing we are concerned about. What we are concerned about is why the use of this app in particular, right? So it is just my personal viewpoint that people who use TikTok are not really contributing to the country in any productive way. Uh, this is not the conclusion of this discussion, or this is not what we're drawing out of the discussion. This is just my personal view. Having said that, it's a democratic country and people are free to use whatever app, however way they want, unless it affects the security, unless it affects the integrity of the country. And this app is doing exactly that. And you might wonder that this is only for people who use TikTok, but that is not really true. Like I said, it records the keystroke patterns and rhythms. So let's say you have a friend who uses TikTok and you directly or indirectly communicate with him through WhatsApp or calls. So the messages that you send to each other on WhatsApp is recorded, right? So if I have a friend who has a friend who uses TikTok, he has my messages sent to the mutual friend, and all the messages are being sent to Beijing. So we have a person who is on the senior leadership role in Indian cabinet ministry, and that person has got a friend who has got a friend who has got a child who uses TikTok. Then this information indirectly passes through the chain and it goes on to China, right? So this puts our security at risk. This puts our confidentiality at risk, and it's a risk for the country as a whole. So this is their website. This screenshot I have taken from the website directly. It has got a whole new information, a whole lot of information. I've taken up only the part which I felt was more intriguing in nature, which is really horrifying in nature, as it is directly impacting us. So there is other information they collect as well, like the geolocation related data, browsing and search history. So whatever you browse, whatever you Google, whatever you search on the internet, including the content. See, that they are not even hesitating to list that. This is excluding what you do on TikTok. So whatever you do on TikTok is obviously transferred, but whatever you do outside of TikTok is also recorded and sent to Beijing, and the cookies as well. So there are a whole lot of information which they collect, which they send up. And if you have someone who uses TikTok, please show this information to them, because they're not just putting themselves at risk, they're putting you as at risk as well, because you are somehow related to them. And I will move on to the next slide. Oops, I don't know. Sorry, bear with me. Where were we? Yeah, we were here. So these are the bans that have happened on TikTok so far, and I have just listed all the information of US. In 2019, US Pentagon banned it in 2019 and issued a mandate. The Pentagon went on to the extent of issuing a mandate for the employees of Pentagon and their kids, their spouses, their relatives who are directly related to them, to uninstall this app from their personal devices. We're not talking about the official devices, which are handed out by Pentagon to their employees. The personal devices of the employees, the Pentagon wanted its employees and their kids and their spouses to remove it because of this confidential data integrity violation. The US Homeland Security was the second to do that. The Department of the State of Washington did that soon after. The Transport Security Administration, or TSA, did it. TSA of Washington DC, which is responsible for handling the security of the transportation department. This department was made effective after 9/11. They made it mandatory for their employees to uninstall TikTok from their apps. And of course, nonetheless, it is needless to say, the US military has banned this app from the users. If you are entering the US military, you cannot use this app. And the federal government also passed a mandate to ban this app and their employees from using it in their personal devices. So you can understand the risk this app puts to the people and the people related to them, and that is why the US authorities are issuing mandates to ban it. So here we discuss on the alternatives and ways to ban. Like I said, we don't have problems with what people do on TikTok. We have problems with them using this app in particular. So if at all someone is hell bent on using this app and they are asking for alternatives, you can suggest Dubsmash. It's a popular US application where you can make similar lip syncing videos where you have the effects of rewinding the video, creating slow mos, and all of that. There is cheese. There is cheese, and which is also a similar app which does more than that. It's like a social media platform in itself where you can post videos, you can post photos and content as well, and you can be a part of a large community. You're rewarded if your app, if your video or if your content is good and your content is liked by a large section of the crowd. Then there is Triller, which is also a similar app. It does a lot more than that. Here you can create specialized video effects. So it is like a mini YouTube sort of application. It does not allow more than 30 minutes of video. So you can post up to 30 minutes of video on this application. But you can do all of that, which you can do in Dubsmash or Cheese. And it is a lot like a social media platform. So how to ban it? Well, sign this petition. It's bit.ly/ban TikTok. It's the latest one to come out within the last 14 days. There are a lot of petitions floating out on change.org for the last 2 or 3 years, which have lost momentum, and that's why they are not being run anymore. But this is one which has got around 60,000 signatures, I believe, and it is still actively run. And a lot of BJP IT cell members are behind this. So sign this petition, make users aware of the risk. Like I said, it violates a lot of confidential, it exposes a lot of confidential information, and it is not just exclusive to the people who use it. It is affecting people who are directly or indirectly related to those people as well. So if you want to use TikTok and you want to ruin your life, you're welcome to do so. But since you are related to me and because of you, my life is getting ruined, my private information, my messages which are sent to you are getting exposed, please do not use it because only I have the rights to my private information, right? So make users aware of this. Report on Play Store. See the video of Carrie Minati, which was banned recently or which got pulled down from YouTube, was because of the mass reporting done by TikTokers. So you can go ahead, go to Play Store, and you can report this app as violating the community guidelines. There are a lot of sections over there. You can use any of the sections, or you can do you can select multiple options and report as well. That will work. Mass reporting has always worked in the past. Raise the topic to the top. See, India had banned this app in the past, and that was done because pornographic content was posted on TikTok, right? So a lot of users reported to the ministry that TikTok is used to share pornographic content, and that's why TikTok was banned temporarily, unless TikTok brought in moderators who can review the content before it is published on TikTok. And then again, TikTok was allowed; it was green listed in India. So now we need to raise this topic. We need to raise this issue that it is not just okay, you have fixed the issue of pornographic content being published on TikTok, but then again, it is putting the private information of users at stake. It is exposing the confidential information of user, which puts which puts the confidential integrity at stake, and it is a bigger risk compared to everything else. Thus, TikTok needs to be banned as indirectly somehow it is allowing China to ooze into India's inside matters, ooze into Indians' private matters, private messages, and private stuff. Thus, it needs to be go off the TikTok, go off the Play Store. So these are the ways we can ban TikTok, and it is essential for us to do because the more this app stays on Play Store, the more people continue using it, the more it puts all of our private information at stake. Now, this fourth point is important. Make users aware of the risk. TikTok has a large user base. We need to understand it. A lot of celebrities use this application as well. You can see David Warner, who is posting a lot of content on TikTok because of the lockdown. He's unable to play cricket, so he's posting TikTok videos. well, that's an Australian, so as long as an Australian does it, it's fine. But Indian celebrities are doing that as well. And it is difficult for the ministry to ban an application which is used by people who have got big following or who are big influencers, right? So we need to make these people aware of what they're violating, what risks they're bringing by using this application. So the more people get aware, the more they stop using this app. I've been posting this about this information on my WhatsApp story for the last couple of weeks, and a lot of people with good amount of following on TikTok have stopped using it. So the more people realize that what risks this app brings on the table, then the more people will leave the app. The more people will stop using the app, and it becomes easier for the government to take a call on whether they should ban the app or not, right? So these are the ways where we can ban this app.